There's new uncertainty tonight about President Trump's planned summit with North Korea's Kim Jong-un. Mr. Trump met today with South Korea's leader and said the meeting with Kim might be delayed. That is after the North had threatened to cancel it. We'll have a full report after the news summary. The president also talked today of a new way to penalize the giant Chinese telecom company, ZTE. Last month, the company was barred from importing American parts after it admitted shipping U.S. technology to Iran. In recent days, Mr. Trump suggested easing that ban. Today, he floated a new plan.
What I envision is a very large fine of more than $1 billion, could be $1.3 billion. I envision a new management, a new board, and very, very strict security rules. And I also envision that they will have to buy a big percentage of their parts and equipment from American companies.
The president faces criticism in Congress from both parties that he's giving in to the Chinese government's pressure. Palestinian leaders appeal today for the International Criminal Court to investigate alleged crimes by Israel. They cited military killings along the Gaza border and Israeli settlement policies. Israel called the action outrageous and charged that Palestinians have incited the violence. In Afghanistan, a blast in Kandahar killed 16 people when security forces tried to dispose of a container full of explosives. 38 others were wounded. Dozens of stores and homes were destroyed or damaged by the explosion. The bombs were found in a cluster of car mechanic shops in the southern city. Facebook founder and CEO Mark Zuckerberg confronted tough questioning outside the U.S. today. He testified before the top European lawmakers in Brussels. Andy Davies of Independent Television News filed this report.
It began with a handshake with the President of the European Parliament, who looked like he meant business, and who went on to tell the Facebook boss that democracy can't be turned into a marketing operation. And then in the meeting with the Parliament's political leaders came Mr. Zuckerberg's familiar opening statement.
We didn't take a broad enough view of our responsibility, and that was a mistake, and I'm sorry for it.
It was an apology which someone in the room clearly knew was coming.
The fact that maybe you have less control or no control about your own company for the moment, because you have to apologize now. I think in total you apologize now 15 or 16 times the last decade.
The format was a succession of questions first before a note-taking, listening Mark Zuckerberg, who gave the following assurances on a recurring theme: fake news and the integrity of elections.
In 2016, we were too slow to identify Russian interference on Facebook in the U.S. presidential election.
This week, Europe introduces its landmark General Data Protection Regulation Rules, or GDPR, whereby organisations will need explicit consent before processing EU citizens' data.
A number of you asked when we expect to be fully compliant with GDPR regulations. We do expect to be fully compliant on May 25th.
Question 2 over concerns political bias was influencing Facebook. He countered with this.
We have never and will not make decisions about what content is allowed or how we do ranking on the basis of a political orientation.
Next stop, Paris, and a meeting with the French president.
That report from Andy Davies of Independent Television News. The president of Venezuela has expelled the top U.S. diplomat in the country and his deputy. Nicolas Maduro claimed today that they've conspired against his government. The White House has called Maduro's election win on Sunday a sham. Back in this country, Texas Governor Greg Abbott began a series of public conversations on school safety. This follows Friday's shooting that left 10 people dead, 8 of them high school students, in Santa Fe, Texas. Abbott met today with school safety experts and law enforcers. He will also speak with lawmakers, community leaders, and victims. The U.S. House gave final approval today to relaxing the Dodd-Frank banking law passed after the 2008 financial crisis. The new law will ease rules on community and regional banks. And on Wall Street, uncertainty over trade talks had an effect. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost nearly 179 points to close at 24,834. The Nasdaq fell 15 points, and the S&P 500 slipped 8. Still to come on the NewsHour, the high-stakes summit with North Korea now in question. A House Freedom Caucus leader on the divide in the GOP. Chicago, where passing grades is not the only requirement for graduation, and much more.